Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really cute face masks. I had seen the idea come across Facebook this morning. A friend of mine had shared, I guess there's a face mask that's similar to this for nurses. And so I looked at it and I thought I could probably create that. So I took a square and a circle and created this in Cricut Design Space. I have made a large, medium, and small, and in the file, what you'll do is you'll take away the letters that say large, medium, and small, and then you'll pick which file you want to use and just take away the others. So you'll just have to figure out what works best for you. So you'll need 2 pieces cut out for the top and 2 pieces cut out for the inside. And then this is optional. If you want to use this as a nurse's mask, you really need to get the they are either disposable or washable. They're on Amazon. I'm going to link it down below. And what you do is it'll fit inside here. It's a filter. And you'll just pop them down in here. And that way you could use these at the doctor's. So if not, they would be great for dust mask or somebody that has asthma. And especially with the flu going around right now, to make some really cute face masks. So on this right here, what I did was just made a buttonhole. And I made it longer. I'll talk about that whenever we go to sew. And then that way you have it big enough to be able to stuff that into. So the things you're going to need is 2 pieces of fabric that are 6 by 10. And what I did this round is I'm using the Cricut fabric that comes in their little bundles. So, and that would make like 5 of these. So you need 2 pieces of fabric that are 6 by 10, one for the front, one for the back. And then you're gonna need to either make your own bias tape or purchase some, and then some elastic. So let's go ahead and go to this sewing machine and we'll get started so I can show you how to make these. So this one right here, really quick, is the large. And this is the small, and we're going to make the medium, and then I can kind of show you in comparisons. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for our first part, what you're going to do, when you cut it out, you're going to end up with 4 pieces like this. 2 of your top piece and 2 of your inside piece, and then you're going to need your bias tape, like I said, and I cut the elastic, 2 of them, to 10 inches each. But you would want to adjust that to whatever's best for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the top fabric. What you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 pieces and you want to put them right sides together, aligning these 2 points right here. And then you also want to align down here at the bottom. And then what you're going to do is just put it in your sewing machine. And we're going to sew 1/4 inch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and back stitch. Okay, we're going to back stitch again and trim it. All right, we're going to set this aside and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process with the inside fabric. So you're going to put your right sides together and you're going to line your little corners, and you want to sew from this top point all the way down to here. Okay, so we're just going to repeat the same process. And then reverse. All right, bring it back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and trim your extra pieces of thread right here on both of your fabrics. So just trimming your extra thread. All right, so then the next thing you're gonna do is where you have your seam, you wanna come on that curve and just right here up, right almost up against the threads, you're just going to snip just like this. All the way around that piece. That just helps it kind of bend around and take its shape. Okay, and then you're going to repeat the same process with this one. Make sure you don't get too close to your threads, you're just lightly snipping it. Almost got it. Okay. Then what you're going to want to do is you can either finger press this out or you could take it over and press it. So what I like to do is, like I said, so you can finger press it, and what I do is just kind of roll it up like this to get a nice crease and push on it. And then if I was going to press it, I would take it over to my iron and press it down just like this to really get that nice crease. So then we're going to do the same thing to this one. We're just going to finger press it and roll with our fingers to make sure it's all the way up in there to take its shape. Okay, so now the next step is show you the buttonhole. So if you decide that you want to put the buttonhole because you're going to use the filters, just attach your buttonhole foot, but yours may be totally different. So don't mind if mine looks different, just follow the guides that comes with the instructions on your sewing machine. So you're just going to pop it on there, click your settings so you're ready to sew, and then pick how long. So mine's going to be 40 millimeters is what I'm going with. 40 millimeters is I'm going to get, so right here, so this is where that point is. I'm going to put it just right here, that way I can slide it in. So just right here, and just start right up here just like you normally would. So I'm going to get this ready to go, just like that. And we'll drop our bring you in a little bit closer so you can see what it's doing. So I'm just helping guide the fabric. It's doing all the work. Okay, like I said, that's how mine works. Yours may be a little bit different, and then that's exactly what it's going to look like. And like I said, I did the 40 millimeters on my sewing machine. Down at the bottom in the front, it shows like a little little ruler and kind of shows you the length that it will be, so you can pick and choose your size. So it looks just like this. What I'm going to do is, the next thing I do is I just take my rotary cutter and just go right between the middle and just kind of roll down just like that. And that will make your cut. Okay, so now that we have our optional, like I said, you don't have to do this. So now that we have our buttonhole here for the filter, we're going to go ahead and put the wrong sides together. Just like this, from corner to corner. And then you could take your clips, like I said, and you'd want to line these centers up just like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your bias tape, and we're going to start right here and fold it over, just making sure everything's lining up really nicely. And we'll take it over to the sewing machine and get as close as we can to the edge. I'm going to zoom y'all in here so that way y'all can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to bring it as close as I can to the edge, trying to make sure I'm keeping all the fabric in here. A couple stitches, and then I'm going to back stitch. Come forward again. So stop right there, adjust my fabric, making sure everything's still lining up. Get me some more bias tape around the corner here, just so I'm ready to go. And what I like to do is go ahead and drop my needle at this point to make sure that I can round this corner. All right, I'm gonna stop again, go ahead and double check that everything's lining up. Get my bias tape, get it all here in the center. Okay, once you get to the end there, I'm gonna go ahead and back it up a few stitches, and then we'll pull it out and cut it. So we'll pull it, cut it, trim these couple of threads here. And at this point, you can go ahead and trim your casing, just like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is the opposite side. So now what we're gonna do the exact same thing to the opposite side. So we're just gonna go ahead and make sure our corners line up. And I like to go ahead and square off my tape again, because when you cut it, it kind of makes it a little bit, have a corner there. So I go ahead and just trim it. And lining up my bias tape again. And I'm gonna put it back under here, making sure I'm staying as close as I can to the edge. Take a few stitches, and then I'm gonna back stitch. All right, I'm gonna double check everything's lined up. Put me some more bias tape. So I'm just gonna line up the rest of it. My needle is still dropped down, just making sure everything's in there, everybody's lined up. And I'm gonna back stitch again. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing like we did at the top. Go ahead and trim off our thread here. And at this point, we can go ahead and cut this elastic. All right, so this is what it's looking like so far, front and back, just like this. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take our tape again. We're gonna go over the edges here, just like that, and come all the way down to here. And then what we'll do is we'll be able to slide in our elastic, and we're almost done. Back stitch. Back stitch. All right, we're gonna go ahead and trim. Go ahead and cut this end of this bias tape. Trim off any thread. Okay, so now we just got to, so now we have this side done. Now we just have this side. We're gonna get back under here, making sure we're staying as close as we can to the edge. I'm gonna back stitch, come forward. So I'm just gonna realign everything. Back stitch. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and trim this, cut off our binding here, and trim our threads. So for our next step to put in our elastic, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm using this tool right here. You can get this at Walmart for about $2. And what it's actually created for is to kind of pull fabric inside out. So like if you sewn something and you need to reverse it like a little tube. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick this through the ends here. And this has like a little hook on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your elastic towards the end here, and you're going to put your hook on it, get in there just like that, and then just pull it straight through here. And you may have to kind of mess with it just a little bit when you first just kind of get it in there. And there it is. So you're just going to pull it straight through just like that, and then you can take it off and pull it through. So what you want to do is just even it up just like this. So have it even. So that way you can take it over to the sewing machine. Make sure it's not twisted up inside here. Take it over to the sewing machine. Fold it over about 1/4 of an inch like this. And then you're going to just sew just like this. You can do a zigzag stitch if you want, or just sew straight up and down a few stitches. And then we'll tuck it right inside here. So let's go ahead and do the other side. So like I said, you're just going to come through this. Then you're going to hook on to your elastic, just like that. And just pull it straight through. Just like that. So, like I said, just kind of straighten it out. Make sure it's straight. And then now, like I said, you're going to take them and make sure they're going in the same direction, not twisted around. And just overlap them about 1/4 of an inch, just like that, and sew them. So we'll take it over to the sewing machine and do that, and we'll be finished. Okay, so now that we have it overlapped, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to put it into the sewing machine just like this. And keep them right on top of each other. I'm going to lower my foot just like that. I'm going to come forward a few stitches, and then I'll go reverse a few stitches. So I go forward twice, backwards twice. So we come forward, backwards, forward, backwards, just like that. So then you lift your needle, pull it out, trim it. We'll go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll get that trimmed up. All right, so same thing again. You're going to just take your ends here, just making sure it's not getting twisted. Overlap them just like that. Get it right underneath here. Drop your foot. Come forward a few stitches. Backwards. Forward. Backwards. That just helps with the tugging on it to make sure it's going to be secure. Okay, so let's go ahead and back up here. So we're going to go ahead and trim our threads. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish up. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So this is what the front looks like. And this is what the inside looks like. And like I said, if you add this optional, there's your little pocket to add your filters. And like I said, I will leave that in the link down below where I found those. So what you're going to do is you want this to go inside so you can't see it. So all I did was just pull on this until I could get that in there. All right, so you're going to just pull it inside just like that. So once you get it inside, then there it is. So let me go ahead and finish the other side, and we'll be done with this. All right, so we're just pulling that in. What I try to do is grab this piece just like that. So just like that, and there it is. So it's through there. So there it is. It's complete. This is what it looks like. And like I said, this is the Cricut fabric. I'll try to link it down below because I can't remember, and I already took it out of the packaging, which one it is. So that is the medium size that I have in the file. This is the small, and this is the large. So this is how you can see that they're going down in size just a little bit. Large, medium, and then small. So you can make these for your kids. And then women and men, just kind of depending. You'll just have to kind of play around with it and see what fits best. And like I said, don't be afraid to kind of play with this elastic. If you would prefer like the elastic that looks like thread but maybe thicker like yarn, where it's round, you could actually do something like that. Or if you wanted to just do string, just don't be afraid to play with it and make it your own. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.